You're doing everything she wants, replying instantly, agreeing with her every word, making yourself available at all hours, never making her wait. You think you're showing her how much you care, proving that you're the perfect man for her. But instead of drawing her closer, she's pulling away. The more you accommodate her every whim, the more indifferent she becomes. Why? Because you've become predictable. She knows exactly how you'll react, exactly how to get your attention, and exactly what to expect from you. There's no mystery, no excitement, no challenge. And without those things, attraction fades. Today, I'll show you how to flip the script, how to stop being a puppet and start being a man she actually respects and desires. And trust me, this isn't about playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about stepping into your power, embracing who you are, and commanding the kind of respect that makes her truly see you. Let's get into it. Number 1. The trap of predictability. When a woman can predict your every move, she stops being excited by you. She knows you'll always say yes, always be available, always reassure her, even when she hasn't earned it. A stoic man? He doesn't operate like that. He moves with purpose, not desperation. He understands that mystery keeps attraction alive. Think about it. When you always give her exactly what she wants, exactly when she wants it, where's the challenge? Where's the intrigue? If she knows she can ignore your texts for hours, but the moment she messages you, you'll reply instantly. She won't appreciate your time. If she knows she can be distant and you'll still chase, she won't value your presence. You're not creating attraction. You're handing her all the control. A stoic man takes a step back and observes. He doesn't react emotionally or impulsively. He knows that attraction is built on polarity, on a dynamic where he remains grounded in himself, not someone who bends to every whim to gain a woman's approval. As Epictetus wisely put it, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. That applies here. You can't control her actions, but you can control your own. How much you give, how much you reveal, and how much access she has to you. Let's say she starts pulling away. Most men panic, overcompensate, and try to win her back by giving even more. More attention, more affection, more validation. But a stoic man? He does the opposite. He steps back. He lets her feel the space he once filled. He doesn't chase, because he understands that scarcity creates value. Just like a rare piece of art, what is less available is more desired. If she asks why you're not as available, you don't get defensive. You don't explain. You just live your life. You keep moving forward, focusing on your purpose, your goals, and your own peace of mind. And suddenly, she starts wondering, why isn't he giving me what he used to? Did I lose him? What changed? That shift, that moment of uncertainty, is what rekindles attraction. Remember, your time and energy are valuable. Stop giving them away so freely. Let her meet you halfway. And if she doesn't, that's fine too, because a man who respects himself knows he doesn't need to beg for attention. He attracts it by being strong enough to walk away when he isn't valued. Number 2. Desire fades when there's no challenge. Think about it. When you get everything you want instantly, do you still value it the same way? Women need a sense of challenge. Just like a stoic sharpens his mind through resistance, attraction needs a push and pull dynamic. Stop giving her what she wants the moment she wants it. Instead, let her feel the space of your absence. Picture this. She texts you after hours of ignoring your messages, and you instantly reply. She flakes on plans, and you reschedule immediately. She pulls away, and instead of matching her distance, you chase harder. Every time you respond without hesitation, you reinforce the idea that your presence is a guarantee, not something to be earned. The problem? When something is always available, it loses its allure. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your thoughts are centered on needing her approval, you'll shape your actions around pleasing her at all costs. Instead, reframe your mindset. You are not an entertainer, a servant, or a source of endless validation. You are a man with a purpose, a mission, and a life beyond any one woman's attention. Take a step back. The next time she reaches out, don't rush to reply. Let her wait. When she cancels on you, don't chase. Make plans with someone else or focus on something that benefits you. If she wants your time, let her earn it. This isn't about being manipulative, it's about setting a standard. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. Think of a guy who always buys a woman expensive gifts and showers her with compliments, thinking it will win her over. At first, she might appreciate it. But over time, it becomes predictable, expected, boring. Now compare that to the man who is selective with his attention, who gives when he genuinely wants to, not out of fear of losing her. She values his time because she knows it's not given lightly. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Wasting time on someone who doesn't value you is the quickest way to lose self-respect. Stop trying to make her happy at the cost of your own dignity. Be a man who commands respect, not one who begs for it. Let her feel the weight of your absence. If she values you, she'll notice. If she doesn't, you've just saved yourself time and energy better spent elsewhere. The moment you stop giving her exactly what she wants, she will start craving what she once took for granted. That's when the dynamic shifts. That's when you hold the frame. And that's when she sees you differently, not as a man who chases, but as a man who is worth chasing. As we wrap up this part of our discussion, it's clear that balance and self-respect are pivotal in creating a desirable dynamic. If you found these insights helpful, or if they sparked any thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. Please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, or simply type "Chasing Respect, Not Approval" to show your engagement and support. Your interaction helps shape our content and community, ensuring we're always delivering the most valuable insights. Let's continue to explore how adopting a Stoic mindset can transform not just our relationships, but our approach to life itself. Number 3, stop playing the role of the yes man. Agreeing with everything she says doesn't make you more attractive. It makes you blend into the background. A Stoic man values truth over approval. He has his own opinions, and he isn't afraid to express them. That's what makes him stand out. Think about it. When was the last time someone truly respected a person who never disagreed, never challenged a thought, never had a backbone? Women may enjoy attention, but they don't crave submission. They're drawn to men who can think for themselves, who stand firm in their values, and who aren't afraid to speak up when something doesn't align with their principles. Picture this. You're on a date, and she casually mentions that she thinks all men should pay for everything in a relationship. Instead of sharing your perspective, you nod, laugh nervously, and agree, even though deep down you believe in mutual effort. Or maybe she tells a story you completely disagree with, but instead of offering your thoughts, you just go along with it to keep the peace. In the moment, it may seem like the right move, But over time, this behavior chips away at your self-respect. More importantly, it makes you forgettable. A Stoic man doesn't seek conflict, but he also doesn't fear it. He knows that true strength lies in his ability to hold his ground calmly and confidently. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." That means being true to yourself, even when it's inconvenient. Next time you're in a conversation, don't be afraid to challenge an idea. If she respects you, she'll be intrigued, not offended. And if she can't handle a man who stands by his principles, she was never going to respect you anyway. The moment you stop playing the yes man and start being real, you become someone worth remembering. Someone she can't manipulate. Someone who leads, not follows. And that's what creates real attraction. Number 4, give her space to want you. Attention is a form of currency. The more you give it away freely, the less valuable it becomes. A Stoic man isn't desperate for connection. He understands that space creates desire. If she pulls back, don't chase. Let her feel what life is like without you in it. Imagine this. You text her good morning, check in during the day, always make yourself available, and respond instantly the moment she reaches out. At first, she might appreciate it, but over time, she starts to expect it. There's no mystery, no anticipation. You've given her everything she wants before she even has to ask for it, and that kills attraction. Think about how we value things in life. If someone handed you a trophy without effort, would it mean anything? Of course not. It's the same in relationships. When you're always there, always accommodating, you become too easy to access, and what's easy isn't valued. A Stoic man moves with purpose, not impulse. He knows that if someone values him, they will make an effort too. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." And wasting time over pursuing someone who isn't reciprocating, that's the fastest way to lose both self-respect and attraction. Let's say she starts acting distant. Most men panic. They double their efforts, send longer messages, ask what's wrong, and try to fix things. But a Stoic man? He does the opposite. He recognizes that attraction isn't something you beg for. It's something that grows in the space between interactions. Instead of over-explaining or demanding answers, he leans back. He lets her feel the absence of his presence, the silence where his attention used to be. And that's when the shift happens. She starts wondering why you're not chasing, why you're not giving her the validation she once took for granted. She feels the contrast, the missing piece. If there's genuine attraction, she will reach out. And if she doesn't, then you have your answer. She was never truly invested in the first place. You don't create desire by overwhelming her with attention. You create desire by being a man who isn't afraid to walk away when his presence isn't appreciated. The moment you stop giving her exactly what she wants, she'll start craving what she once took for granted. That's the power of space, and that's what separates a Stoic man from the rest. Take a moment to reflect. Are you giving away your attention too freely, or are you making it something to be earned? True attraction isn't built on chasing, but on creating space for desire to grow. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below sharing your perspective, or simply type, "Attention is earned, not given," to show you're embracing this mindset. Your engagement not only supports the channel, but also helps us dive deeper into these powerful principles. Now, let's move forward and explore the next crucial shift in mastering attraction and self-respect. Number 5. Be the mountain, not the river. A river bends to whatever's in its path, but a mountain stays unmoved. Which one do you think women respect more? A Stoic man doesn't shift his values or personality to please others. He stands firm. She may test you, push your limits, try to see if you'll bend. But a true man remains solid, calm, unshaken, and in control. Picture this. She cancels plans at the last minute just to see how you'll react. Do you immediately ask when she's free again, eager to reschedule, signaling that she can take your time for granted? Or do you acknowledge it without frustration, let her know your time is valuable, and move forward with your own plans? Women respect men who have their own sense of stability, who don't fold under pressure or change their direction just to keep them happy. A river follows the path of least resistance, but a mountain shapes the landscape around it. That's the kind of presence that commands attention. Think about the great Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. They taught that external events, including the actions of others, should never dictate a man's inner world. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That means when she's emotional, when she tests you, when she tries to shake your confidence, you remain centered. You don't react impulsively, you don't argue just to prove yourself, and you don't crumble just because she's upset. And here's the truth. A woman will test you, not necessarily to hurt you, but to see if you are truly who you claim to be. She wants to know if your confidence is real or just an act, if you're a man of your word, or if you'll compromise your values the moment she applies pressure. A river reacts, a mountain endures. A river is shaped by what's around it. A mountain shapes everything around it. Which one do you want to be? When you stop changing yourself just to please her, when you stand firm in who you are, that's when she truly respects you. That's when attraction deepens. Not because you bent to fit her expectations, but because you remained unshaken in the face of them. Number 6, control the frame, control the game. The one who sets the tone leads the relationship. If you're constantly following her lead, waiting for her approval, you've already lost. A Stoic leader, like Marcus Aurelius, didn't wait for permission. He commanded respect by controlling the frame. Own your power. Be the man who directs, not the one who reacts. When a woman senses that you're always waiting on her, waiting for her to text first, waiting for her to make plans, waiting for her to decide the direction of the relationship, she instinctively knows that she's in control. And that's where attraction dies. Because women don't want to lead. They may test, they may challenge, but at the core, they want a man who stands firm, makes decisions, and moves with confidence. A Stoic man never gives away control of his own reality. He understands that his emotions, his energy, and his actions are all within his domain. Epictetus put it best. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. If you let a woman's mood, attention, or validation dictate your self-worth, you've already handed over the frame. Take an example. You ask her out, and she says, "I'm not sure. I'll let you know." The weak man waits, checks his phone constantly, hopes she makes time for him. The Stoic man? He acknowledges it, but doesn't sit around. He moves forward, makes other plans, keeps living his life. If she truly wants to be there, she will make it happen. If not, he doesn't lose sleep over it, because he never built his world around her in the first place. Controlling the frame isn't about manipulation. It's about leadership. It's about being the man who sets the standard instead of reacting to hers. She should feel like she's stepping into your world, not the other way around. The moment you stop seeking her approval and start living in alignment with your own values, she will start seeking yours. So, stop waiting. Stop reacting. Lead. Because the man who controls the frame controls the game. As we delve deeper into the dynamics of control and leadership within relationships, consider the importance of setting the tone yourself. Are you leading with confidence, or are you waiting for someone else to set the direction? Reflect on this shift in mindset and how it could transform your interactions. If this sparks any thoughts, or if you're finding this discussion helpful, I encourage you to share your insights in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going as we explore how to embody the Stoic principles of leadership and self-governance in our relationships. Now, let's move on to how maintaining your frame can drastically impact your personal growth and relational dynamics. Number 7. Stop rewarding bad behavior. If she starts pulling away or playing games, don't reward it with attention. When a Stoic man faces disrespect, he doesn't beg for better treatment. He steps back. If she values you, she'll come correct. If she doesn't, you just saved yourself time and energy. Too many men make the mistake of chasing when a woman withdraws. She becomes distant, and instead of mirroring that distance, they overcompensate. They text more, they ask what's wrong, they try to fix things. But here's the truth. When you reward cold behavior with more warmth, you teach her that she can pull away anytime and you'll still be there, waiting like a puppy. That's not attractive. That's not respectable. A Stoic man understands that his time, energy, and attention are valuable. He doesn't hand them over to someone who isn't reciprocating. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." And wasting time on a woman who is testing your limits, playing with your emotions, or seeking validation without investment is the definition of waste. Imagine this. She cancels plans last minute with a vague excuse. The weak man asks when she's free again, hoping to reschedule immediately. The Stoic man? He acknowledges it, but doesn't chase. He moves forward, focusing on his own life. If she's truly interested, she'll notice his absence and make an effort. If she doesn't, she was never truly invested in the first place. This isn't about being cold or playing games. It's about self-respect. A woman will respect a man who enforces his standards far more than one who bends at every whim just to keep her happy. The moment you stop rewarding bad behavior with attention, the dynamic shifts. She starts realizing that your time isn't a guarantee. It's something to be earned. And that's the kind of man she can't help but be drawn to. Number 8. Speak less. Move with intention. Most guys talk too much, trying to impress her with words. They think if they just say the right thing, tell the perfect story, or make her laugh enough, she'll feel something for them. But that's not how attraction works. Power comes from restraint. A Stoic man knows that silence speaks louder than words. When you speak less, but with intention, every word carries weight. And trust me, women notice. Think about it. When a man rambles, explaining himself, seeking validation through endless conversation, he gives away his power. He's trying to fill the silence because he's uncomfortable with it. But a man who is comfortable in silence, that's a man who radiates confidence. He doesn't rush to prove himself. He doesn't seek approval through words. He lets his presence do the talking. A woman can sense the difference between a man who speaks because he has something to say and one who speaks because he's afraid of losing her interest. The first is intriguing. The second is forgettable. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Silence is a lesson learned from the many sufferings of life." A Stoic man understands that what isn't said often holds more power than what is. Picture this. You're on a date, and she asks you a question. Instead of jumping to fill the space with nervous chatter, you pause. You take a second to think before you answer. That moment of silence, that's presence. That's control. It shows that you're not desperate to impress. You're simply being. And women respect a man who can just be. Most guys don't get this. They over-explain, overshare, and try too hard to impress. But the men who leave a lasting impact? They speak when necessary. And when they do, their words mean something. So stop talking just to fill space. Let her feel the silence. Let her lean in. Because when you master the art of saying less, you command more. As we consider the impact of our words and the power of silence, take a moment to reflect on your own communication style. Are you speaking to add value, or are you simply filling the air? Remember, confidence isn't always about what you say. Often, it's about what you don't say. If this concept of less is more in communication strikes a chord with you, I encourage you to share your thoughts or experiences in the comments. Let's continue this discussion and delve deeper into how Stoic principles can enhance not just our relationships, but also our self-assurance. Number 9. Upgrade yourself, not just the relationship. Too many guys obsess over fixing the relationship instead of fixing themselves. They analyze every text, overthink every interaction, and scramble to do whatever it takes to keep her happy. But here's the hard truth. When you make a woman the center of your universe, you become less attractive to her. A woman is naturally drawn to a man who is constantly evolving, a man who has a sense of purpose beyond the relationship. A Stoic man understands this. He doesn't beg for affection or adjust himself to fit her expectations. He focuses on his own growth. Mentally, he sharpens his mind, expanding his knowledge and wisdom. Physically, he strengthens his body, knowing that discipline in health reflects discipline in life. Emotionally, he remains unshaken, unbothered by temporary setbacks or the shifting tides of a woman's moods. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." That's exactly the approach a Stoic man takes. Instead of trying to win her back with empty gestures, he becomes a man she doesn't want to lose in the first place. The better you become, the less you have to chase. Think about it. When you're consumed by fixing the relationship, your energy is needy and reactive. But when you shift your focus to improving yourself, your confidence, your ambition, your presence, she feels that shift. She sees a man who is moving forward with or without her. And that's when the dynamic changes. Suddenly, she starts wondering about you. She notices your confidence, your growth, your lack of neediness. That's when she starts chasing you. So stop obsessing over her. Stop thinking the answer lies in texting her the right way, convincing her to stay, or proving your worth. Just become the man she can't ignore. Not for her, but for yourself. Because the man who leads his own life never has to beg someone to stay in it. Number 10. Let her prove her worth to you. Flip the script. Instead of worrying if she likes you, ask yourself, does she deserve you? Too many men waste energy trying to prove their worth to a woman, hoping for her validation, adjusting their behavior to fit what they think she wants. But that's the mindset of a man who gives away his power. A Stoic man doesn't chase approval. He evaluates, he observes, he determines who truly brings value to his life. He understands that his time, energy, and presence are not things to be handed out freely. They must be earned. This shift in mindset changes everything. Suddenly, you're no longer in the position of a man waiting for acceptance. Instead, she's the one wondering if she's good enough for you. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If your thoughts revolve around how to impress her, you've already lost. But when you start thinking, "Is this woman actually adding value to my life?" you regain control of the frame. You become the one who decides, rather than the one waiting to be chosen. A woman is far more drawn to a man who has standards, a man who doesn't just let anyone into his life. Imagine you're on a date, and instead of sitting there hoping she likes you, you're genuinely assessing if she's the kind of woman you want in your world. You're not desperate for her attention, because you know your value. That energy? She feels it. And it's that energy that creates attraction. Now, consider the opposite. A man who constantly adjusts himself, agrees with everything she says, and anxiously seeks her approval. What message is he sending? That he believes she's better than him, that she's the prize, and he's lucky just to be in her presence. The problem with this approach? Women don't respect men who place them on pedestals. They respect men who hold themselves in high regard and expect others to do the same. If she cancels plans at the last minute, do you rush to reschedule, eager to please? Or do you recognize that your time is valuable and move forward with your life, letting her feel the weight of her absence? If she starts acting distant, do you chase, asking what's wrong? Or do you maintain your center, understanding that a high-value man never begs for attention? The moment you stop pedestalizing her and start valuing yourself, everything shifts. She sees you differently, not as a man trying to win her over, but as a man who chooses who is worthy of his time. And that's the kind of man she can't help but chase. This is the power of self-respect. A Stoic man lives by his own standards, not by the validation of others. He moves through life with purpose, knowing that the right people will recognize his value. And if they don't, he doesn't chase. He simply keeps walking. Number 11. Detach from the outcome. Own your power. The strongest position in any relationship? Not needing it. A Stoic man finds his fulfillment within, not from external validation. The less you need her to choose you, the more attractive you become. She'll feel it. She'll notice. And when she realizes she can't control you, she'll be drawn to you like never before. Most guys make the mistake of centering their entire world around one woman. They adjust their schedule to match hers, cater to her every mood, and seek constant reassurance that she still wants them. But here's the irony. The more you make her the focus of your life, the more she takes you for granted. Women don't chase men who are too available. They chase men who stand firm in their own world. Men who are whole on their own. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that when you're busy, when you're focused on your goals, when you're not overanalyzing her every text, she suddenly starts paying more attention? That's not a coincidence. It's human nature. We value what isn't always guaranteed. When you stop trying to give her everything she wants, the power dynamic shifts. Suddenly, she's the one wondering if she's enough for you. Picture this. She pulls away, cancels plans, or suddenly seems less interested. The average guy panics. He texts more, tries to fix things, showers her with attention in hopes of winning her back. But a Stoic man? He does the opposite. He remains unshaken, unbothered, continuing to focus on his own life. He knows that attraction isn't built through pleading. It's built through presence, confidence, and the ability to walk away if necessary. Think of a man who constantly checks his phone, waiting for her response. When she finally texts back, he jumps to reply instantly. What does this signal? That he has nothing better to do, that his world revolves around her. Now imagine another man who's focused on his purpose. He sees the message, but he doesn't rush to respond. Not because he's playing games, but because he's genuinely engaged in something meaningful. His time is valuable, and she knows it. That small act of restraint makes a massive difference in how she perceives him. This is the mindset shift that changes everything. When you stop needing her to want you, when you stop giving her exactly what she wants, the moment she wants it, she starts to crave your presence. She starts wondering about you, thinking about you, because suddenly she doesn't have unlimited access. That's when attraction grows. So stop chasing, stop overgiving, live your life with purpose, and let her feel the absence of your presence when she takes it for granted. If she values you, she'll make the effort. And if she doesn't, you've just saved yourself time and energy that could be spent on someone who truly does. A stoic man moves forward, always. As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that giving a woman everything she wants, exactly when she wants it, isn't the secret to maintaining attraction. Remember, your presence and attention are valuable. Don't diminish their worth by making them too readily available. Instead, cultivate a sense of mystery and allow for the chase by not always being at her beck and call. This shift not only respects your self-worth, but also enhances how she perceives and values you. By adopting a more stoic approach, embodying confidence and independence, you encourage a more balanced dynamic where mutual respect flourishes. It's about being present, not pervasive, intriguing, not invasive. So, take a step back sometimes and let her come to you. Remember, a relationship is a dance, not a chase. If you found today's content enlightening, don't forget to like and leave a comment below. Share your thoughts or experiences related to this topic. I'd love to hear how you're applying these principles in your own life. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to stay updated with more insights and strategies that can transform your interactions and relationships. Before you go, check out the recommended videos on screen for more ways to harness the power of Stoicism in your daily life and relationships. Your engagement supports the channel and helps spread the message to others who might benefit. Thanks for watching, and remember, build attraction, not expectations.